following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
Superman and friends have a bizarro Halloween on this episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
an editorial writer, Laser Kid.
And bringing up the rear.
Yo, it's Streaming Steven, working on the stream.
Just us three for now. Paul is supposed to make an appearance, but we'll see. Kicking things off, we have a little schedule update, which is certainly interesting. As Dawn to Dawn will be leaving us again soon. Sad. Gonna miss it. Alas. It will not be replaced by anything new. Kind of a bummer. So, Blue Lock will shift up to 12:30. Tokyo Revengers will shift up to 1. One Piece will shift up to 1:30. And at 2 a.m., to all of our surprise, IGPX is back, baby!
Hope they get season 2 this time.
Well, they're starting with season 1 again, so...
Well, it's been long enough that I don't fault them for that, but...
I know, but that's what always happens.
Yeah.
They play season 1, they pull it, they wait too long to play season 2, and then when they bring it back, they're like, well, we gotta play season 1 again. They're
not wrong.
Yeah. And Ninja Kamui still kicking around at 2:30, so we have an hour of Toonami originals in the 2 a.m. hour. That's kind of neat. And then Blue Exorcist back at season 1 at 3 a.m. And you have an encore of My Adventures with Superman, which premiered at midnight. And that's the schedule for June 27th, 2026. Looks like we'll be getting a regular lineup on 4th of July weekend, which is a bit surprising because it's actually 4th of July. So your fireworks will be Superman. I don't know. I guess
the American way.
Probably have some fireworks. Some fireworks of sorts.
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised they're not just immediately rerunning Dawn to Dawn. Maybe that'll come back to replace Ninja Kamui, or they did say that they intended to play Lazarus sometime this year, so maybe Lazarus will replace Ninja Kamui. And IGPX and Lazarus, that would be an interesting hour. Pseudo future Toonami original hour. Kind of neat. And also for this moment in time, Toonami's airing 2 sports shows? Kinda. That's,
in a way, yeah.
That's something. 2 sporting competition shows, as it were. And honestly, I wish Tokyo Revengers was the earlier show. Like, it shifted up and Blue Lock stayed at 1. But, I mean, with the World Cup and all, I guess it makes sense for Blue Lock to be at 12:30. Which kind of seems like the point to begin with. But, I don't know. It's a fine lineup. I don't mind going back to 4 premieres a night. 5 was nice, but I didn't think it would last forever. And at least they're being somewhat creative with the rerun part of the block.
Yeah, this is a reasonable mix.
Yeah. Half new, half old. More or less. I'm okay with it. And I gotta go to bed earlier anyway, so that's fine by me. And it also makes things easier for recaps.
That is also true.
Less shows to recap. But not today. Today we have 3 shows to recap, as per usual. So we got 2 episodes of Tokyo Revengers, and though Kuro is not with us, she is with us in spirit because she did the notes. Thank you, Kuro, for providing the notes. I've had a crazy week. Maybe I'll talk about it later if we have time. But I'm not going to dwell on it right now. So, kicking off 2 episodes of Tokyo Revengers. Oh, but first, yes, we have a confirmation that Black Clover is returning in anime form. In simulcast, simuldub in October. Will it show up on Toonami later? Maybe.
The world may never know.
We're still waiting on My Hero Academia, which inexplicably got added to Renow's. I think I said that Renow, but I don't know. Their fast channel added My Hero Academia. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But good for them. Toho, why are you taking everyone's calls but Toonami's? I want Kaiju number 8. My Hero Academia. I guess Jujutsu Kaisen would probably make sense. But yeah. Let's talk about the show that we do have. Tokyo Revengers. And wow, what a couple of episodes. In episode 17, No Way. We're picking up where the flashback left off with Mikey's brother severely injured, and unfortunately, he does die from the attempted motorcycle robbery, and Kazutora is blaming Mikey for all of that. Baji explains he owes his freedom to Kazutora, who took full responsibility to spare him from juvenile detention, and yeah, Mikey's brother died from the injuries. And after hearing that tale, Hanma's like, wow, what a great guy, what a reliable soldier, and welcomes him into Valhalla, and declares that there will be a battle against Tomon that will take place on October 31st. October 31st. There's another show that has an episode taking place on October 31st. Plenty of that. More about that later. So Takamichi is dismayed and realizes that Baji's loyalty might be to Kazutori, and he really has no idea how he's going to bring Baji back. But the next morning, he bumps into Chifuyu. You know, that guy that Baji beat up, his vice captain. The previous day, he beat the tar out of him. He looks pretty good considering the beating he took. But he's all like, I see we both had a pretty rough day. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I don't know you. That's not my purse. And that's my purse. I don't know you. So Chifuyu, who is, I believe, voiced by why is his name escaping me? It's Adam. Shoot, Adam MacArthur. Adam MacArthur making his Toonami debut, I think, maybe. Just a little bit closer to Jujutsu Kaisen. He's playing Chifuyu. I am probably gonna stumble over his name a lot. So he's thinking that Baji's actually not betraying Tomon, and his mission is to expose Kisaki. Kuro notes that she knew the public exit was show for something. Okay. Meaning Baji leaving the way he did. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, Kuro. I'm it's been a week. So Chifuyu and Baji apparently believe Kisaki is the true enemy, duh, and asks for Takamichi to help him investigate.
You mean
He's
the guy
opening
with
up.
an evil grin and just glaring at people? That's the bad guy?
Yeah. Funny that.
Huh, who knew?
Yeah. He also tells him that Takamichi should be grateful to Baji for decking him because he messed up that ceremony, and if Baji didn't do that, then he would have been severely punished. He's got a point. And Takamichi doesn't even thank Baji for that when they talk later. I think that's kind of a shame. He should have. It seems like something he would do. Like, he would definitely, bow to him and say, "Thank you for punching me when you did." Definitely seems like a Takamichi move. But no, he doesn't do that. So later they meet up with Mikey and Draken at the gravesite of Mikey's brother, and they talk about how, what happened, we can't change it. Mikey mentions that the bike he's riding now was the one that they were trying to steal. And it turns out his brother was just going to give it to him for his birthday.
Gosh, what a awful set of circumstances.
You did it for nothing.
That's not a set of circumstances. That's called not coordinating with the brother of your friend to know what you want to get for his birthday.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, good point. That all could have been avoided if you just had a phone call. Send a text. I know they had flip phones back then. But yeah, damn. And Mikey admits that the bike is all he has left of his brother. And though he's forgiven Baji after all this time, he can never forgive Kazutora for killing his brother. Despite that, he did actually defend him, and that helped Kazutora stay out of juvie for longer than he would have, which Draken explains later. But Takamichi boldly tells Mikey that he intends to become the head of Tomon someday. Draken's all like, "You crazy, bro. You telling this to Mikey's face?" But Mikey's like, Again, he probably sees something of his brother in Takamichi. His brother apparently was quite the capable fighter, and pretty hardcore in, I presume, his gang days. But he went, he decided to have an honest living, and see where that got him. But don't take that as a lesson. But yeah, we get a little inner monologue with Takamichi, where he's like, "What was it that I wanted to do? What was it that I wanted to do?" It's like, "I want to take over Tomon." Do you? Do you? Good luck with that.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Yeah, he tells him he wants to become the head of Tomon someday. Yeah. But even though Chifuyu was kind of like, "All right, well, I don't think you could really do it, but I'll try to help you as long as you help me." And what they got to do is try to link Kisaki to Valhalla in order to prove that he's a traitor. So they go to their source, who's good old Osanai. He's already decided to put the gang life behind him and start an honest living. Let's see how that goes for him. Yes, the former Mobius commander. He reveals via flashback that weasel Kisaki first approached him with a promise to help his gang, and how Kisaki's manipulations resulted in the rise of Mobius, the provocation of Pa and Pe, the girlfriend and the family, and the conflict that ended with Draken getting stabbed. And it was his plan to get Draken murdered by using all these other people. He then betrayed Osanai by going to Mikey and being like, I don't like the way this guy does things. I'm going to join you. So Osanai informs him that Kisaki is now using Hanma, the second of command in Valhalla, and his new pawn as his new pawn, and he is far more dangerous than any ordinary delinquent. Like, Osanai is seriously scared of this guy. He thinks, if it was a matter of strength, if it was a matter of even outwitting him, it'd be one thing. But this guy is evil. This guy is super evil. Yeah,
he's so evil that the hardened criminal's like, I don't want any of that.
I don't want any of that. But yeah, this Kisaki guy certainly pulls strings effectively. I wonder about that. Yeah, I wonder about that. So, Takemichi struggles to understand Kisaki's ultimate goal, so he returns to the present to visit Draken with Naota. Expecting confirmation that Kisaki led Valhalla, Takemichi is shocked when Draken reveals Valhalla became the foundation of the new Tomon, and Mikey became its leader. According to Draken, the bloody Halloween changed everything when Mikey killed Kazutora.
The image that we see of that is so, oh gosh, it sticks with me even now, like, a couple weeks later. It's a harrowing image.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
The crazy thing is that Mikey sees it too. Or not Mikey,
Takemichi sees it too, yeah.
Sees it, yes.
As he's describing it to him, suddenly Takemichi can recall it and see the vision. He's like, wait, I shouldn't be able to see this. Of course, everybody's always, Draken, like everybody else, is always like, what do you mean you don't remember it? You were there.
You were there, Takemichi. You were there. Come on, man.
Pretend I have amnesia. Why don't more people just be like, I have amnesia? Please just explain it to me. I have amnesia. I don't remember.
It's interesting to me, though, that his memories are starting to bleed through for the stuff that he wasn't there for, but was. Because before, nothing. Now, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Maybe he has to have somebody describe something to him for him to
That could be.
recalling. Or maybe somebody just like, you were there, don't you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And the brain's like, oh, yeah. Oh. So I have a discussion point that Kuro put here. Kisaki manipulated events from the shadows to orchestrate a gang war between Mobius and Tomon, seemingly in order to kill Draken, Mikey's second in command, in order to take the spot. What do you think his reasons for doing that is? Why was Mikey always the head of Valhalla over Hanma? And is this a consequence of the October 31st fight? It seems more plausible that Kisaki was leading Valhalla, but still manipulated both of them, as he did with Mobius, in order for gangs to merge and to eliminate any potential rivals for Mikey's affection and trust.
I think, obviously, Mikey is not knowingly the commander, but that's what he's being set up to be.
Yeah. Well, the way Draken describes it is Mikey eventually becomes the commander.
Yes.
When they merge. But who's deciding Mikey becomes the leader?
I think that's our grand schemer in action there.
Perhaps. What are your thoughts on that, Steven?
It could be Mikey himself actually doing it because they have to kind of see if he has the willingness to do it, and that's why he has to kill in order to do that. Because as of right now, he kind of like sits in the background, just organize things. But if someone, probably Kisaki or someone, wants him to step up, and so this is the thing. Because right now he was like, while he rules Toman and everything else, this is just like one faction of like a greater thing, but now he has to step into a role kind of like Takamichi is trying to do. So there's a willingness of like, you need to prove yourself to do this, you need to get rid of it, or it could be some type of like loyalty thing, or they have something on him. One of the three. I don't know what they would have on Mikey, but
If it is
there's-
Mikey, I could see it, but Mikey's not that devious. He's a lot more straightforward.
yeah, so they might
he
have something
seems
on
like
him.
he wouldn't like that kind of thing.
Mikey's the kind of guy who'll punch you in the face. He's not the schemer, at least not to my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At least that time, Mikey. Future Mikey's different.
As for Kisaki's motivation, I mean, he seems like a little worm, a little weasel that wants to manipulate other people to do his dirty work. As for the why, I really think he is a time leaper.
If anyone else is, it has to be him.
How else would he know just the right moves to do things?
Well, he knew exactly, like, in the future, he knew exactly where, well, we don't know he it is, but people he works with knew exactly where Takamichi was going to be when they went for the car. Well, he's supposed to be right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's very clear, and those are subordinates of Kisaki, so I think it's pretty heavily hinting at it.
Yeah. The guy who found him at the bathroom, I think that was Hanma.
It was, you're right.
Hanma was like, you weren't supposed to be here.
But the fact that, and that's saying a lot.
And we're getting a better understanding why Takamichi's friend did not want to mess with Kisaki.
Yeah.
Who knows what that guy was doing?
Well, from what they said, they kidnapped his family, so
yeah,
he was like, "Yep, yeah, no, I'm not messing with that," and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah. Episode 18, Open Fire. We're still talking with Draken. He explains that Kazutora killed Baji during the gang war on October 31st, known as the Bloody Halloween, and Mikey was never charged as Kisaki set someone else up to take the fall. Classic Kisaki. After killing Kazutora, Mikey fell into a hole, so Toman was recognized under Valhalla, and the gangs merged into a huge organization with Mikey as the commander and Kisaki as second in command. But having heard this, Takamichi can't hardly believe that Mikey would actually kill someone, even Kazutora, even the guy who killed his own brother. On accident, mind you. But Draken reveals that Kazutora also kills Baji right before that, and Takamichi had witnessed this event in the past, which causes him to get the glimpses of his memories. But he still doesn't remember them happening. So Takamichi returns to the past with the intent to save Baji. It never ends. And Hina gives Takamichi the 4-leaf clover necklace that matches the one he gave her. This seems to be new, as before Takamichi did not have one of his own. She likes you, bro. She likes you a lot.
Yeah, she does.
So Draken meets up with Kazutora, who asks him to stop the fight. He just doesn't understand why Kazutora hates Mikey so much, considering he spoke up in his defense. But Kazutora blames Mikey for the 2 years he spent in juvenile detention.
Dumbass Mikey's the reason you didn't spend more.
Yeah, dude, that's what happens when you kill someone.
You are lucky he stood up for you, but no. I'm dumb, apparently. I mean, this guy is not the smartest guy, obviously.
No.
Even one of his. Well, I can't talk about that. But yeah, there's. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not smart. It's not smart. So after that, they're like, we're gonna fight you tomorrow. We're gonna kill you. It's like, okay, great. It's gonna be that way. So having heard that from Draken, Mikey kind of contemplates to himself and thinks, well, big bro, what should I do? And then Draken says, you should go ask him. Maybe you'll get your answer. Now, I'm not entirely sure if he's talking about his brother or Baji or somebody else.
The read I got was his brother, but it could be any of those things.
But I mean, he was just at the grave the other day.
Yeah.
Also, when they're at the grave, I forgot to mention this in the previous episode. When they're at the grave, Mikey's like, there sure doesn't look to be a Baji with you, Takamichi. You want to die? What's his second in command doing here instead? It's like, okay, but hear me
Now
out.
hear us out.
Yeah.
I definitely misread Mikey on that because I thought he meant it like hardcore meant it. It seemed no, he didn't. He was trying to inspire.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, he even kind of accepted Takamichi's ridiculous claim that he wants to be the head of Tomon someday and he'll make Mikey acknowledge him as the boss. Like,
Mikey seems to recognize that there's something going on with Takamichi. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows there's something.
yeah, definitely. I also want to note when Draken's talking to Kazutora, Kazutora's like, it was 2 years, man. I'm a changed man. What happened? And I'm like, yeah, I guess you kind of internalized your crazy.
Yes, he did.
Which he'll be showing us all very soon. Very, very soon. So the next day, Takamichi and Chifuyu go and confront Baji. And Chifuyu's like, okay, I get it. So what you find out about Kisaki? You get any leads in Valhalla? You don't have to stay with Valhalla. You can come back. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm not investigating Kisaki. I just wanted to join Valhalla. So Takamichi decides to speak to him alone, and Chifuyu's like, all right, fine. And he doesn't flat out say, like, you're going to die tomorrow, but he does say, please, whatever you do, don't die tomorrow. It'll destroy Mikey. And, well, Baji's response, disappointing as it may be, is that we're going to kill you guys tomorrow. Go tell Mikey. Why all the killing? Why? Just cut it out.
Angry teenage boys with no other outlets, apparently.
Like, what do you have to prove to each other? Jeez. So Takamichi meets up with Mikey and admits that he was unable to fulfill his promise, and Mikey's like, yep, that checks out. So he has a meeting with his whole gang and declares that they're gonna go fight him, but he has one childish request, and that's he doesn't want to fight Baji. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna win the fight and we're gonna get Baji back. And this tracks. He did forgive Pe, but earlier in his speech, he's like, this is how we deal with traitors. I was like, oh yeah? Pe was a traitor.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts on that. I'm like, oh,
It's like,
Mikey.
but just kidding.
This is
Please
how
don't let
we
me
should
fight my
deal with
friend.
traitors, but I can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't do it. And Kisaki appears to be incredulous, but cryptically states it's what he had hoped would happen.
I don't like hearing him say that. I really don't like hearing him say that.
Nope, not at all. So finally, on the day of the fight, October 31st, the gangs of the region gather at a junkyard to watch the fight. And Hansen, a boss from another gang, like a part of the Black Syndicate, agrees to be the referee of the fight between Toman and Valhalla. And Draken and Kazutora step forward, and the ref offers them two options to fight: either your top 5 guys or all-out brawl. And Draken says, "You guys brought the fight to us, so you can set the terms. Our only condition is that Baji is returned." And Kazutora's like, "He left of his own volition. There's nothing to return." And then Hansen, the referee, is all like, "Okay, I want a good, clean fight." And then Kazutora knocks the referee unconscious. Says,
Well, so much for that.
"Rules? Regulations? We're here to kick your ass."
I hate to say it, but he's kind of got a point.
Yeah, he's kind of got a point. I mean, what's with all the pageantry?
Like, legitimately, this is street gang war. I'm sorry. What did you expect?
I mean, the 5-on-5 does seem pretty good, but
I would have loved to have seen it, mind.
there would have been a tournament arc.
Yeah, if you want that, go watch Windbreaker.
Good point. Good point.
Which I kind of half the time of which the show was, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. So, discussion point. Is Baji a spy or not? Kuro thinks he is. Chiafuyu knows him best, and there's no clear reason for him to have left Toman until Kisaki appeared.
I think it's incredibly obvious that he is. If he was really dyed in the wool, betrayal and has gone over to the other side, he wouldn't have played cryptic games with Takamichi there. He just would have beat him up.
Yeah, true. Also, Kazutora allegedly kills Baji. Why would he do that if he was really on their team?
I think it's very much clear in that case. It's you're not on my team. Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna kill you now because I'm crazy.
He is definitely pretty crazy. He's pretty fun though. He's pretty fun.
Yeah, he needs to go over and hang out at Blue Lock.
Yeah, he's got the ego for it. Boy. Other thought, why does Kisaki seem pleased that Mikey wants to bring Baji back? It's clear he has a plan in mind with how this fight will play out.
If we're right about all of our theories here, of course he's happy about that, because that means that if the plan is to get Mikey to go dark, getting him to care about Baji and then having Baji killed right in front of him works great.
Mm-hmm.
That is that is my guess on that.
Mm.
It's all
How about
according
you,
to
Steven?
Keikaku.
All according to Kisaki.
All according to Kisaki.
Up! Episode title.
There we go. We got it.
There it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're right, Laser. Something has to go on because one of them's a mole, and if you think of it kind of like a reality show, one of them's a mole, one of them's telling everything, and the other ones are trying to get each of them on their side. It's strange because I don't think we have all the bits of knowledge
No, I
to
don't think we
form an
do.
opinion on any of it, but
No, not
it
yet.
yeah, it we are like the gaps. So we have the knowledge of what Takamichi has and maybe a little bit more through other things, but it's still not, some of these puzzle pieces are not fitting together just like the ones in Blue Lock.
Uh-huh.
It's it is interesting. I mean, having a junkyard fight is kind of cool. I mean, I don't think I would have done that in middle school, but having a junkyard fight is kind of cool. But then inviting your like high school friends to watch it, the guy having like all the food, he's like, he brought his lunch. Dude's like, I'm not gonna miss lunch. I'm bringing it with me. This
That
isn't a thing.
guy, like, is a serious threat, apparently.
Yeah.
Strong as a
I mean,
bull.
I think I can disarm him with some fast food, but
Very
who
likely.
knows? Yeah. But them coming in and like, Takamichi's like still trying to work it at that last minute. So I don't know. I don't think Mikey will do anything, but if Takamichi is remembering it, that is a strange thing because he didn't remember things before, but now he does remember things. So does that mean it's locked when he remembers it? Does that mean something
Hmm.
happened that it's locked in a
That
stasis
is a
position?
very Dune question of you there.
Yeah. That also means that then if it's locked, there's another leaper or another person that has more information going back and forth to do that. But who knows? I don't know. It is an
It's a good
enjoyable, fun
question.
thing. It is an enjoyable thing. I mean, you gotta hand it to, I know I go and nitpick and see little weird things that like stick in my mind a lot. But I'm like, those tailors who like did that outfit, they got that's hand embroidery. Like, having to do like cursive on the back of their names. That's like whoever paid them to do that. And then they had poor naming conventions anyway. What their name is like so long, elegant, whatever it was, but then on the front of it, it says ICBM. I'm like, what are you, intercontinental ballistic missiles? Did you all like work somewhere like to get that all uniform? It's like that's the only one they could afford. It already had a logo, so the guy said, "I'll do it for half if you do put it on the back." Like, what? I don't know. It is strange, but it is kind of cool. Like they all got like they can all walk in there with like, yeah, in this corner we have this, and it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of dorky. Like, oh, you have to all dress up like a, a guy who works over at eh, doing oil changers or something with those jumpsuits. Yeah, we need to represent ourselves. You got a better outfit at home than wearing that jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's interesting that the other heads of the big gangs that apparently have had scuffles with Tomon before are all here to watch and see who wins. And
You could
before,
have you could have, like, an outside commission trying to get rid of Toman, and they can't do that yet.
yeah, and uh, Hansen, uh, Hansen was like, "This better be a good fight, or I'm gonna beat both of y'all." Well, how well did that go for you, Hansen? Not very.
Not very
Not,
well, no.
not very well. No. Yeah. We are on the eve of I mean not the eve, it's the day of the battle, but we gotta wait and tell what happens next. Hopefully, it goes better than the current future dictates.
We can hope.
Yeah, we can hope. We can hope. So, I guess that brings us to Blue Law in the stage for the lead, episode 18. Gonna put on the announcer figure. With Isagi's blue team down to 1 point, Baro shoots the ball at the goal and directly from the kickoff and misses. Kunigami gets loose and passes to Rio, who tries to pass to Chigiri but is marked by Baro. Baro thinks about taking the shot, but instead passes to Isaki, who ties the game. Isaki and Nagi then strategize without telling Baro their plan, while Baro sorts out his feelings. I'm not sure where the announcer is saying this. Play resumes with Ryo taking the ball and trying to pass to Chigiri after running behind Nagi towards the net. But Nagi intercepts the pass and Baro gets the loose ball. He goes down the pitch, having awakened, and fakes out Kunigami with a chop, and then Ryo with another chop, and then scores the match-winning goal. That's the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Baro explains to Isaki and Nagi that he had been the lead actor on the pitch this whole time, but those two were the first to steal the lead away from him. And he didn't like it. He didn't like how that felt. And because of that, he's decided to become the villain. I got news for you, Baro. You always were.
He's just embracing who he always was.
He's just embracing the evil. And his new technique is crazy, though. Like the zigzag thing, like, whoa.
It is pretty nuts.
We also get a flashback to show as a young lad, he was just as big of a punk. Just pass the ball to me. I'll win. That's all that matters. Well, yeah, there's a moment in this episode where he's like seeing the light of Isaki and Nagi being like, they're overshadowing me. I can't keep up with them. But it's like, oh, wait a minute. That's not what a champion thinks. That's not what the best striker in the world thinks. But it is interesting to see him kind of humble himself for a brief moment. And Isaki gets another swipe, was like, come on, donkey.
I love that. That was amazing.
But afterwards, like, take it back. Take it back. Okay, you're not a donkey, man. You're even more amazing than I thought you were. Like, chill out, man. I'm sorry. So we get a little conversation between Ego and Henri. He explains to Henri that dealing with defeat is a critical aspect, as Baro demonstrated resilience in that match. And she says something that sounds pretty smart, and he's like, and your skill is always being wrong. Dude, man, come on. That's so mean.
It's very mean.
That's not nice at all. So now they gotta decide which of the team members they're gonna take. Before, they certainly didn't agree on it. I guess we'll see.
I was so on pins and needles, being like, all right, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be next time? What do you mean next time?
What do you mean next time? Oh, Wikipedia just spoiled it for me.
Oh. Well, I know because I didn't account for the marathon, so I'm like a week ahead on this and Tokyo Revengers.
It's the most obvious choice.
It is the most obvious choice. I agree with that.
Who's gonna add something to this team? I hate to say it, but my guy.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and I agree with your logic.
Maybe I'll cut that out if I remember.
Up to you.
Except the live listeners already heard.
Dun dun dun. Well, I mean, we didn't say who it is. We just kind of heavily hinted.
Yeah, heavily
hinted.
Heavily hinted.
You're gonna have to heavily hint it to me with a bat over my head because I don't even know who you're talking about.
Well, then good.
Good.
I'm glad.
Keep it that way.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll wait till next week.
Well, you'll find out.
But I super enjoyed the extra skit on this episode because it was Henri's day-to-day.
That was fantastic. Continues to be my favorite part of the whole show.
Can we have a show just based on that?
Please, I need that.
Please.
I need that in my life.
More Henri. I need more Henri. And more shorts of characters just being silly.
She's like, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I do yoga and then I take a little water and it's the best thing just to see that whole thing go on. I have training with ego and now I have to there's a point in there where she says I have to study up on soccer stuff. I'm like, what soccer rules don't you know? You're like the head of it?
Yeah, don't you know? Don't you? I mean, maybe things are changing all the time. Also, she makes Ego like a nutritious dinner, and he just ruins it by putting all kinds of sauces on it and making it
guess
way more fatty. It's like,
he,
this is
yeah,
okay every now and then,
it's good. It's yeah.
but I mean, it's still better than the noodles he has every day.
Does
How
she
does he
like
stay so
him?
skinny? I don't. You kind of feel like
What's
she
their
has
relationship?
to tolerate him.
Mhm.
I don't know why she would though. I mean, he's entertaining, but I would not want to live with that guy.
Yeah, look at him. The guy's got he's got a sodium imbalance right there, eating like how many boxes of noodles?
Every
Too
day.
many.
All day.
That's why he's so salty.
I wonder if ah, that sodium intake is dangerous. Maybe he only eats one meal a day. That would be efficient.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that was a fun short. Also, the way it was animated really reminded me of like House Husband or uh oh, what was that Studio Trigger show? Ninja Slayer. Yeah, something like that. Really stilted animation. But it kind of worked for what it was. Yeah. Paul has joined us.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry. I was trying to get back to the program.
Did you watch Blue Lock?
I did not.
All right, fair enough.
I guess he has to lock off on that one.
It lost me a long time ago.
Have you been keeping up with Tokyo Revengers?
I kept up with Superman.
Well, I
All
guess
right.
you got here in the right time.
Yep, you got here at the right time.
I
'Cause we
try.
are pretty much done with Blue Lock. I mean, anybody else have any thoughts?
It's
This is
Blue
a pretty
Lock.
good episode.
It was a good episode
Yeah,
of
it
Blue
was
Lock.
fun.
I say that derisively, but I'm mostly joking. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed Barrow's moment of like kneeling to a higher power and then being like, oh, hang on a sec.
He had his growth, and that was
Yeah.
neat.
And he's just like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You're even better than I thought you were. Yep. I feel like they've come to a better understanding, though. At least a little bit. Hopefully, that allows them to have a little bit of teamwork. But, like, that moment when he's like, I'm going to shoot the ball. Actually, I'm just going to pass it to that guy. Like, deer in the crosshairs. Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy. Yeah.
You know, I will say it's probably a good time to have Blue Lock on, considering what's going on. So,
Yeah, the World Cup.
yeah, I mean, not a
And it's
bad
even earlier in
thing
the
to have
lineup,
on.
starting
True.
the 27th, even earlier. So, I get it. It makes sense. I just wish I liked the show a lot more.
Me too. It's not terrible.
It seems so promising.
It has its moments, but I expected a lot more out of it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. But that's okay. That'll do it for Blue Lock as we finally return to my adventures with Superman. Oh boy.
Oh man, this was an episode.
Indeed. the start of season 3, Into the New World. That's episode 21, because these are 10-episode seasons. So, following Brainiac's defeat, Clark and Kara enter the new expanded Fortress of Solitude. And Kara installs Brainiac's core to the fortress's system? That's probably not a good idea.
That's probably a really bad idea.
I wasn't entirely sure that was what she was doing, but I guess it's what she did. But
It
she's
seemed
created...
like she was just putting him away, is what I thought, but I could see it being that.
Yeah, I don't think that was anything, because it just seemed like she was going in there just to talk to him, and then he got stored
Yeah.
or something.
Well, there's a holographic projection of him who taunts Kara. Is all like, "You are just playing the hero, but it's not in your nature." So he's like, "That's not who I am." And he's like, "Oh yeah? Who are you?"
Sketch, you did that very well. Maybe a little too well.
And that greatly upsets her. So she flies off as Clark is trying to get away from the many robots at the Fortress of Solitude. And the robots are like, "He does not understand our ways. He does not respect our ways. He will learn. He will learn." What's that mean? What does that mean? A little foreboding.
That disconcerted me a lot.
It means he needs to stay away from the fortress for a while.
They go
No
further than what you
kidding.
said. They're also like, he'll have to. It's like, oh, what does that mean? What are you guys gonna do? Make him?
What are you gonna do? Leave the fortress? Oh boy, I hope you can't do that.
Oh.
It's like that one gag where it's like, "What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me?"
What are you gonna do to me? Don't threaten him with a good time. On Halloween, yes, the other episode that we're talking about that happens on Halloween. Clark, Lois, Jimmy, and Kara are celebrating Halloween at the Kent's farm. Everyone's invited to celebrate Halloween at the Kent's farm, and Jimmy does a flame bird video of it, like, "Hey, come down to the Kent's farm where everybody's welcome." And Clark pulls Lois aside and tells her, "Hey, I've been thinking about things ever since we defeated Brainiac, and he tried to destroy the world, and I feel like we should, start settling down or something." And she's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 Smallville. We're good where we are. We're good where we are. Aren't things nice?" He's like, "Well, if that's not what you want." It's like, "No, it's not that I don't want it. It's just, oh, this is gonna be a whole thing." It's gonna be a whole thing. And you know what else is a whole thing? Jimmy and Kara are dressed in a couple's outfit. They are dressed as the Challengers of the Unknown, which is a DC reference. This is apparently a TV show in their universe, and they have been watching it on Jimmy's TV on Jimmy's couch with popcorn. And Jimmy's like, "Nah, but we're not dating." Like, nah. I'm crazy about her, but nah. I was like,
Excuse me,
"I don't
I have
think
to sneeze for a
you are
minute. Oh shit!
on the no, I don't think you two are on the same page here." Yeah, but I don't know. Jimmy needs to have some confidence, because he has gotten it into his head that, like, she's the Supergirl. She's amazing, and she hasn't seen nearly enough of the world, so how can she possibly settle for someone like him? I was like, dude.
Oh, depression. Aren't you fun?
He's not depressed. He just doesn't think he's good enough for her. At least that's what I'm getting at.
That's fair. That's fair.
But, like, man, she already likes you. Why are you trying so hard? Oh, oof. Meanwhile, Sam Lane is here, Lois's dad, And he's like, I came here for the pie. I can't turn down the pie. Oh, also, there's a secret biogenetics program called Project Caliban. You should probably have Superman look into that. Let me be clear. Superman should look into that. Well, Superman does look into that, along with everybody else. But he also gives Lois this compass and says, in case you lose your way. I was like, oh, that's nice. Also, he's retired, which means he works at the Pentagon now. Very retired. So the four of them go to investigate, and they find a fake facility and a really weird looking deer. And Cartman's like, is that a dog? No, that's not a dog. That's a deer. Oh no, that's not a deer. I knew it. It's a dog. It's not a dog. It's oh dear. Oh dear. That's probably a holdover from Cadmus. Because that's around the area where this was happening, I think. So they're investigating Project Caliban, and they enter the facility where they're trying to clone Kryptonians. And there's all these tubes with partially cloned Kryptonians, and it's disturbing. And they are attacked by a cloned Kryptonian, and Superman chases him down. They find out he's BZ1, and yes, that is this series version of Bizarro.
See, I missed that, and I saw on social media it's supposed to be Bizarro. The entire time I was watching, I'm like, "Oh, hey, hi, Superboy, how you doing?"
No, not
'Cause that's
Superboy.
That's usually who the clone of Superman is, but yeah, not at all who it is.
No, not this time. Their version of Bizarro. Meanwhile, Supergirl finds out that the clone was raised by Dr. George Otto Binder. And when Lois is like, oh, you raised him to be a weapon, it's like, no, look. He taught him how to grow things. You think my father would give me reverence for life? And I mean, it really shows because the clone actually buried Dr. Binder under an earth tree. Like, it's actually really, really both sweet and morbid when they're like, why would they have an earth tree? And with all this Kryptonian vegetation, the flower really likes Jimmy, by the way. Thankfully, he was saved by Kara. But Clark is like, oh, there's a dead body under there. Like, why would a weapon bury somebody? Well, maybe he's not a weapon. You ever think about that? No, the weapon is an attack drone that has destroyed the lab because it was apparently a failure. The lab was a failure. So, cleaning house and all that. Superman and the clone are ambushed by the drone made from Kryptonian technology. And Superman repels it, causing the facility to self-destruct. So the clone pulls the unconscious Superman from the facility and goes into hiding in Metropolis, where he is seen wearing a Superman costume in the Halloween parade. Aww.
That is just fun. The kid
It's
looks
very
at
fun.
him like, what?
Yeah. Oh, and he has his own. That's the other one. There was I believe a Kryptonian creature, and Carl was like, "Is that a dog? No, it's not a dog. Not a dog." Yeah, yeah. So, as Lois promised, they made it back in time to give candy out to the kids. So, Clark, dressed as Superman, because of course he is, opens the door, and there's a bird, a plane, and a little Superman. Adorable. How does nobody know he's not Superman? Like, seriously. Supergirl hangs out with him all the time. How does nobody realize that Clark Kent is Superman?
Everyone is dumb.
Seriously. So, because we can't leave on a happy note, instead we turn to Lex Luthor and why am I Slade? Lex Luthor and Slade are like, well, Project Caliban was a failure. Retrieve the drone. How about we go see Hank Henshaw? And Slade's like, whoa, 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 that guy needs machines just to breathe. And Lex is like, exactly, he's perfect. Well, if you've seen the previews for the season, you know where this is going. Also, if you have any prior comic knowledge, you know where this is going.
Yeah, I had to see the previews, but I have read the comics and I have a pretty good guess.
So they are very loosely taking storylines from the Reign of the Supermen arc of
It
the
definitely
comic
seems
from the
like
90s.
it.
Which would be far from the first time they've done that.
I just want to see Steel.
Well, you already saw Steel.
Oh, that's true. I kind of half forgot that.
Yeah, he showed up in the previous season. Don't you remember the episode cheekily titled Full Metal Scientist?
My brain had actually completely misplaced it. Until you said that, my brain... I'm Takamichi. My memory suddenly filled in.
They're going to keep with that kind of thing because the next episode's called Mobile Suit Toy Man.
Oh my god. Amazing.
That is a good title.
That's
No, it's
fantastic.
not on
How
Toonami or anything. No.
No.
How come we didn't
I
think of that
forgot
title?
that Toyman already showed up in this series, but he wasn't referred to as Toyman. It was by his actual name, Winslow Schlott, I think. He tried to kill General Lane and Lois for Project Task Force X reasons. Yeah. That's what I recall anyway. I probably should revisit this first and second season of the show. It's worth rewatching for sure. Yeah. Interesting start to the season. Very funny. Good action. I like it. Paul,
fun.
what are your thoughts?
Well, good start to the season. Kind of interested to see if Bizarro is actually going to start shedding his skin and become that white dude that we all know and hate eventually. Or
He hates
maybe not.
Bizarro. I certainly didn't hate Bizarro in the DCAU. You know, he's kind of a sad.
Bizarro was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. Let's see.
It's an interesting choice that he doesn't, like, he speaks normally for the most part.
I really don't want to be this
not
guy.
The Bizarro I know.
I really don't want to be this guy, but that's not supposed, that dog-like creature is not supposed to be Crypto, right?
No.
Okay. Because I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, are they trying to do Crypto a different way? Because this is not the way. This is what this is.
This is not the way. This is not the way.
I mean, it had ice breath, so I was like, okay. Now you're putting me in a situation where I think that maybe this is a Crypto
He's
or something.
kind of playing the role of Bizarro's Crypto.
Yeah, which makes me sit there and go, where's the real Crypto?
Where's the real Crypto? Good
Will
question.
the real Crypto please stand up?
Please stand up. And then, Lois getting that compass, I'm sitting there going, yeah, don't believe that that's just the compass. Believe that that's probably like a tracking device, but what do I know?
Oh, good point.
Because it is him. Let's not get it twisted. We know how he is. We know like how obsessed he is with his daughter, and we know where this leads. So I'm not oblivious to the fact that could be some kind of like tracking device or whatever. So I was thinking that too. And
Mhm.
I find it weird that, I mean, I would assume that they thought that Bizarro had escaped with the creature. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you guys, I understand it's Halloween, but you're not like trying to find this dude. Like,
You
okay,
don't understand. It was very important that they got back in time to get candy to the kids.
I don't think the kids are going to be having very much candy if he turns into a bad guy. So,
It's kind of weird
oh
that they had this whole event going on at the Kent farm, and we didn't really touch base with the Kents.
Yeah, that
yeah, that was
was
a little weird too.
weird.
Yeah.
I will admit that was a little weird, but yeah, I mean, it was, it felt just like a continuation of the series. So it's
Well, very much
like
so.
nothing like special yet, but I'm sure like we're getting to that point. So, and how many episodes of this is there supposed to be?
10.
10? Okay.
It's
God,
another
media
10 episode season.
they just love doing just 10 episodes. I don't understand why 10's the
Yeah,
magic
that is
number.
the new normal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So, by the way, I didn't see. I know when I was looking at HBO Max today, it wasn't trending, but I'm wondering if it had trended on HBO Max at some point in the last 2 days.
Possibly.
It usually does. I mean, I can't see it not doing well. But there again, Rick and Morty is like number one or number two, so it's like great timing, guys. Great. You guys got great timing.
Speaking of
But
Rick and Morty, I agree with Mr. AJ Tibbs. It's really weird hearing Jerry Smith as Slade. Like, Chris Parnell is a great actor. And I think he's doing an entertaining performance as Slade, but it's just so weird.
hmm,
I
it
don't,
will be interesting
I'm
to
not
see.
used to Deathstroke being snarky.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess he was a bit snarky in Teen Titans, but like really menacingly.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Chris Parnell is not that voice. What
I
was
am
that
I
guy's
am
name?
interested. I am very interested to see, because Brainiac said what he said. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with Supergirl, and
Yeah, maybe she'll have a
does she be
crisis of faith.
yeah, does she have a crisis again where she turns evil, or is this where we actually get to see this whole season where she gets built up into this, well, she gets built up into the Supergirl we know and love, basically.
I don't know. Oddly enough, despite being a integral part of the invasion plot at the end of the previous season, she's already being celebrated at a convention next episode as the guest of honor. So, forgive and forget, I guess. It's
Listen, we don't ask
okay. She
questions.
was kind of mind controlled, kind of conditioned. She was conditioned. It's like the Winter Soldier. Kinda. She was pretty cognizant of what she was doing.
Listen,
But
Sketch, we
she
don't
helped
ask
save the
questions, okay?
day, so it's okay.
Exactly.
We all know Mikey would forgive her.
Well, be like Mikey.
Be like Mikey. Right. Well, of course Clark would forgive her. But the whole city, there's like no dissent in here anywhere. It's a bit surprising.
Well,
Well,
they're
we
in
will see
small.
in the next episode.
Well, except for Lex Luthor, of course, but I mean,
Fuck
he's
Lex
Lex
Luthor.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor's a jerk. Who cares what he thinks?
Indeed. He still has hair.
For now.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
For now, until Clark fries it off.
Guys, ever fun episode. Looking forward to more.
It's nice to have more DC on Toonami.
Indeed.
I'm really hoping I understand that they've said that they're going to put the new Green Lantern series on HBO Max, but I'm really hoping they're reconsidering that and having it on both because I think that would be beneficial to both parties, honestly. My adventures with Superman has benefited so much for being on Toonami and Adult Swim that I think they should just stick with that formula and keep going. So hopefully this will lead into the right direction and we'll get that series on here as well. So that's my hope.
Yeah. Here's hoping. Steven, I can see in the chat that you have something you want to say.
I have notes for this episode. There's
Oh, dear
so
God.
Ooh, notes.
I
Dear
have
God, you wrote
notes.
notes. Everybody run.
I have notes. So as I said in the chat, everyone's seen that. So that TV that Dr. Binder was on talking about Bizarro on there, set on the side is Zeta, and I put
I
2 and 2
did
together
catch that.
with the robot as Zeta from the Zeta Project. Even though it's technically
Oh.
I did catch
technically
that.
maybe not, maybe not. In their universe it could be, but that could be Zeta, or that could be one form of Zeta, and so in the future, some stuff could come down the line with Zeta or the Zeta Project, which is like really cool because I like that show more than
I
like
sooner would have jumped to Zeta tubes, but
it could
Oh no,
be. I
I
mean,
I
that
I got
that
the
could
Zeta
be well there.
I assume Zeta Project as well. I just forgot I noticed that, but yes, I did notice that too.
wonder if that's an Easter egg somebody put in that had previously worked on the Zeta Project.
Yeah,
Entirely
it could have been
possibility.
cool. I mean, they never reference what would the drone's name was, so it could be just some LexCorp drone, some government drone thing with Kryptonian technology, but still, eh, you know, even though maybe the TV was just named Zeta because it was a Zeta thing, so, but that robot, it seemed Zeta like, so I was like happy to actually see that. With that, let's go back to the beginning of the whole episode. Superman is dressed as Frankenstein, and we have the Bride of Frankenstein as Lois Lane, but it also represents Bizarro because the mythology around Bizarro was a gentle giant until provoked, like Frankenstein, and so it
Lois is
matches up.
dressed as Frankenstein, like the professor.
Yeah, okay. So she was Dr. Frankenstein. He was Frankenstein's monster. Okay.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool. It
Mhm.
shows that there is kind of a dual nature to him, and Bizarro is his dual nature. Um, let's see what else here I have in the notes. The Challengers of the Challengers of the Unknown is in TV universe, different to be than the actual comic book, but still kind of cool, kind of like a reference to Lost and maybe the X-Files.
Yeah, I
So
think the X-Files is what they were going for.
yeah, which is, I mean, it's cool that they're making all these things. The foreshadowing with Frankenstein's monster, and Bizarro is interpreted as that like gentle giant created by a scientist, but when humanity like provokes him, he turns kind of like into an anti-hero. Let's see what else. That dog is like really cool, but it isn't. I think that dog's in an episode of the animated series with Bizarro as well.
Yeah,
Same one.
he called that's his crypto.
Yeah. Okay.
He takes one of I think he takes one of the creatures from the Fortress of Solitude says calls him crypto.
No.
I
Let's
think
see.
that's what it was.
He did. I think he did that in one of the Justice League episodes, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
It was either Justice
It was-
League or Superman animated
I think
series.
Superman, but
Yeah. It was one of those. I can't remember which one though.
That scientist in charge of Project Caliban is named George Otto Binder. But that's a reference to Otto Binder and George Papp, the co-creators of Bizarro. Binder, yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
Binder created like the whole mythos of Superman, and then he was also like a expanded the co-creator of Supergirl. So that's kind of cool right there.
Hmm.
There is no anything from my searching up on the like all the encyclopedias for like DC and everything. There's no Project Caliban, just Calback.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like really in there.
Yeah,
Just
I
cool
I
name.
looked up that too. Caliban was not a previously.
hmm
Yeah.
It is a Shakespeare thing, so maybe they like
Hmm.
Shakespeare. So I don't know. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's really cool. This season feels really cool. The opening shot that I put up for the 290 Me talkback shows all the villains kind of like for this season, but
Mhm.
also it's like we got like a bald Lex, which is like yay. Um Curly hair
Yep.
Lex is cool, but bald Lex is like okay. We know something's going on there. But yeah, it's fun, man. Just to see all the Easter eggs. Those are Wayne billboard. Up there,
Oh.
Wayne Industries billboards. There's a Ted Cord for the Blue Beetle and all that stuff in there. The
Mhm.
Big Belly Burger is always in there, of course, because that's like on every. That's like the one thing that's standard across like every DC property. They have to have their own food thing in there, and that's cool. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm really excited. I actually wrote notes and did stuff, so that's a cool thing. But
We
yeah, I like it.
appreciate your notes. Like I try to find whatever Easter eggs I can, but I definitely miss some.
That's okay. You have me.
Yeah. Well, we complete each other.
Yeah.
All right. Guess that'll do it for well, I don't think Laser really had a chance to talk.
No, but it's okay. You guys got most of what I was gonna say, but I love that they kind of went for Halloween theme and they played up the actual horror of the episode. Like there
Mhm.
was legitimate tension throughout the entire what's going on. Oh, we're under attack. They really played that up really well. I was really impressed with that.
Yeah. Yeah. When they walk into the chamber and they get decontaminated, they're like, ah. It's like, what? The doors are closing.
But I definitely enjoyed that. I like I liked our Bizarro here. Like I said, I thought it was someone else and I was wrong, but I'm interested to see more from him. And yeah, I did know I'd forgotten about it until it got brought back up, but I did notice the Zeta thing when I watched it. And I hope they do something with that because poor Zeta Project really needs to get more references, more use, because it's kind of locked
Hmm.
to itself and Batman Beyond, as Jeff Herrera mentioned in the chat.
Yep, pretty much. Um, I really liked the narration from Dr. Binder over
That
parts
was
of the
good
episode.
narration.
I thought that was really good. Also, it was exactly what Kara needed to hear as she's gripping with whether or not she is capable of being something other than a weapon.
It's a character arc she's gonna have to go through, but I think she's got the right people around her to go through it successfully. I think.
Mhm. What can be better than an actual mystery on Halloween with your three best buds? And then the
Knitting,
credits.
knitting.
Knitting. We can't, we can't, we can't disregard knitting. That could be fun. Uh, I really enjoyed Clark rattling off all the corn, corn, corn right there. Like, come on, man. Superman, why are you such a scaredy cat? Yeah, you know. Yeah. Fun episode. Also an intriguing episode. An intriguingly fun episode.
Indeed.
Yeah. And it's just the start. So that'll do it for this time. You can email us at podcast@toonamifaithful.com. You can follow us on facebook.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast and on Twitter @Toonami Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcast, CastBox, Deezer, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. You can also find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, soundcloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast. And get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and @Toonami News on Twitter. And read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. And before I forget it, again and again and again and again, Toonami had quite the milestone recently where it became the longest running animated block on television in history, at least in U.S. history, as it finally surpassed the USA Cartoon Express after staying on the air for over 14 years. And this is just the Adult Swim era.
Which has definitely been longer than the original era, which blows my mind.
Yeah. The original era was about 11 years. So they passed that a couple of years ago. But they still hadn't passed the Cartoon Express and I think the extension of the USA Action Extreme Team.
I watched the Action Extreme Team. I remember that.
You know what always bothered me about the Action Extreme Team is they rebranded that after they lost Ninja Turtles.
Well, they use it because they had like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and
yeah,
all Darkstalkers and all that, the fighting game cartoons.
Yeah. Also, inexplicably, Sailor Moon and Gargoyles.
Those were on there? I didn't know that. When I was watching, it was like Savage Dragon and Wing Commander Academy, besides the ones I mentioned.
Yeah. Well, those were like their premieres, and then
I must have
they
lost track
had
at
their
some point.
they had their weekday block with stuff like Street Sharks and
Sonic
Sonic the Hedgehog. I think Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sailor Moon. They got Sailor Moon before Toonami did, though not for long.
I mean, given the time frame, that tracks, because Toonami, it was like, what, 98, 99?
98 is when they got Sailor Moon, yeah.
That's about right.
And that was in, I think it was on USA Action Extreme Team around 96.
That also sounds like it would have had to.
Basically, after
last long.
Flopped out of syndication. I wouldn't say it necessarily flopped out, but they just, they stopped making episodes, so.
Yeah.
They keep it around.
It flopped out the same way Dragon Ball Z flopped out.
Oh, no. Sailor Moon, I think, did quite a bit better than Dragon Ball Z for a time, because Dragon Ball Z was...
Oh, it was airing at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Because you watched it.
I did.
And usually on Sundays, too.
Sundays at 4 a.m. Set the VCR, because I'm not getting up that early.
Woo! They think they are Adult Swim.
Oh, God.
Dragon Ball Z Kai has been back at 5 a.m. for a time.
Yeah. For a rerun, that's not a bad spot for it.
No, that's fine. I don't mind that for a rerun. Much better than... it's actually surprising that they had the restraint not to just slap it back on Toonami at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I am grateful.
It's IGBX!
It'd be fine if they bring it back in like a couple of years when people are missing it. That would be fine.
And people aren't missing it yet.
No. If I'm not missing it yet, that should tell you something.
But they did finally get they got back the Android Cell Sagas.
Ooh,
so
that's a good time.
That's nice. Instead of just repeating the same Saiyan and Namek sagas.
It's 1998 all over again.
Yes, exactly. Well, anyway, Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on the internet. if you want to find me on the internet, I'm not spouting DC comic stuff, though I probably could be spouting DC comic stuff. But you'll see me on like doing the live tweeting and everything, and so I'll point out every Easter egg I can find on there. Because it's not that I like Easter eggs, but I like really cool references like that because I got them, and it's like, oh my gosh, I got them, and it feels really validating that I know all this stuff in the drunk drawer, as I call myself a human, and I can pull that knowledge out like a nerd. But you can find me on MXA Ghost on like every other platform on social media if you want to follow me. Otherwise, you don't have to, and I can still be a human drunk drawer somewhere else.
Okay. Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at LaserKid Prime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LaserKid. And you can find me on my podcast, The Assembled Up Saints, which is on YouTube and Spotify podcasts. We just had Kuro on and to talk about Demons of the Shadow Realm. A pretty fun episode that could definitely use your love.
Paul, where can the folks find you?
Well, not at the drive-in as much, that's for sure. Thank God. My sleep thanks me. Let's see. So you can find me on Twitter at, as usual, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it these days, at Bob Skrillo. You can also find me on Blue Sky, even though I don't really use it because I don't know. I just seem like I think Blue Sky's kind of fallen off a little bit. But you can find me there, Bob Skrillo, if you search for me.
But they just added group chat in DM.
Right. A little late for that. Anyways, and then you can
Definitely a
always
little late.
email me.
Yeah.
Paul Bascrillo at ToonamiFaithful.com. And Sketch, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me at Sketch1984 on Twitter and Sketch1984 on Blue Sky. Yeah. Look me up on Blue Sky, Sketch1984.
Here's to hoping that Toonami keeps going.
Oh boy, that merger seems to be happening.
It does indeed.
Won't somebody please save us from
Yeah,
all
I mean,
the job losses?
We forwarded one merger. I guess we get to go through another.
I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, there's all the states are suing, so we'll see. Plus,
Oh boy.
it's not really good that the what was the report I read that the assistants weren't they were going to recommend antitrust lawsuit and somebody basically came in and said no we're going to approve this. That's not a good sign. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to see going forward. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm going to hope for the best. I do think that Paramount, if they were smart and they wanted to push off of some of this, these lawsuits, I would seriously consider not trying to gut anything, because if you start going into Georgia and gutting stuff, oh boy, you're going to face a lot of fucking backlash. So I don't want to go too far into this because we can have this on a podcast later, but oh man. Let's just hope this doesn't affect Toonami. I don't think it will, because Toonami's really nothing at the end of the day. So it's not like it's costing them too much, but we'll see.
We shall see. So thank you for listening, whether you tuned in live or listening to the podcast after the fact. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We always appreciate your listenership. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested. And until next time, no, that's not a dog.
Nagi, come back. You can blame it all on me.
No.
I came up with that last week. I've been holding, or not last time I was on. And now I finally got to use it.
Nice.